Hi guys, Joanne with Stamping in the Valley, and welcome to my craft room. Let's play with the berry basket today. I thought I'd make this little basket masculine. I love this stamp set right here. This is the Open Sea stamp set, and so we're going to be playing a little bit with that. And let's get started. Love this basket. Okay. So I want to start with my crumb cake, and I'm going to take one piece of cardstock, that's the 8.5 by 11, and I'm going to cut it in half over here on my trimmer. I'm going to cut it at 5.5. Great. Okay, now, so I've got two pieces. Now we're going to bring in the big shot right here. Okay. And I want you to look at my cutting plates, okay? They are so scored up, but they still work perfectly, okay? And the reason why I'm showing these to you is because then when we emboss that, I'm going to show you the other cutting plates that I have. So anyway, I love this berry basket die. I love this. It's so much fun. So I take my Big Shot and I put a cutting plate down. Then I put my Bigz die. Then I take the half a sheet of cardstock, and again we're doing the crumb cake. I thought those little baskets would be great to give to a guy like or even on Father's Day, or for a guy for a birthday. If they like to fish, you could fill it with some fishing lures, you know, something like that. Okay, so just line that up, and I just take my little sandwich and I push it into my Big Shot until my handle comes to me. Then I know it grabs it, and then I put my hand on the top and I just roll it through. So one sheet of cardstock makes a basket. Isn't that fantastic? So let me pull this over here. And the reason why, even though you're going to cut two, you don't want to run two through at the same time is because there are scoring marks. And those are very important, especially when we go to emboss. But if you run two together, you might not get it scored properly. In fact, you probably won't. Now, I'm also going to show you, because every time that we cut, we get two of these, okay? And I want to show you how to make a nice handle, a nice sturdy handle. If you can tell, I had a cold that turned into like this really bad upper respiratory infection, but we're better now. Okay, so I make my sandwich again and put it into my Big Shot and push it just till the handle comes toward me. This way then I know that it's grabbed it, okay? There we go. So I'm going to run that through. Please excuse the shaking. Okay. Fantastic. We're going to leave the Big Shot in place, okay, as I take this apart over here. And let me move this out of the way. Remember, these cutting plates, because of where I've used the dies and framelits and this and that, they're pretty cut up. But it's okay because they still work. Now, we're going to continue to use our Big Shot, and I want to bring in the embossing folder. This is our wood grain from Stampin' Up. I love this. And what we're going to do is on each side of the basket where the score line is, we're going to put this into our wood grain and just line it up where that score line is. And I'm going to have to take this right to me to get it lined up perfectly. Okay, so I want to take the edge of the wood grain on the bottom, okay, right there where the score line is, okay? And we're going to do that on all four sides. So now I'm going to bring in the multi-purpose platform. I'm going to open it up and feed it through, because we want to have one because we're going to emboss. Now, this is where I've bought extra cutting plates, and I wanted to show this to you. These are my cutting plates for when I emboss. They're smooth, they're not cut, so I would absolutely recommend 2 sets of cutting plates if you, you know, are getting into the crafting end of all of this and starting to get your framelits together. So I do recommend 2 of these, and I love this new design. They're beveled right here, so that when you do feed it through, again, we make a sandwich. We put the cutting plate down, first our multi-purpose platform on tab 1, then a cutting plate, then our project, and I've been holding it right there, and see the bevel right there? So you want it to kind of curve down, and I just line it up right there. And I'm going to feed it through again until the handle comes toward me, and then just run it through the Big Shot. I love that. Love it. And I'm going to repeat this on all 4 sides. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I hope you guys can see the detail in that. Now, another thing that we could do is ink up the embossing folder and emboss and ink at the same time, but then we would just get the ink on the raised portion, and I want some of my ink on this the recessed portion of the basket. So I'm not going to ink up my embossing folder. We're going to do it with a sponge. Okay, so now I want to bring this back through, and my multi-purpose platform, my cutting plate, my project, and then another platform. Make your sandwich and run it through. Whoop. With all this shifting, I hope I'm still on camera really good. Okay. And just 2 more times. You're going to take the other one, and again, where the score line is, we're going to line that up. And I'm going to come off camera just for a second there to line it up perfectly. Okay, and we have the multi-purpose platform, the cutting plate, the project. Make our sandwich with the platform and feed it through. I love that these are beveled on the ends now. I really, really like that feature. Okay, and just one more time. You know, even though Easter's coming, and I know this basket is absolutely phenomenal for anything like our little Easter baskets, and I think that it would also be great for a, you know, if you're doing anything at the office, to have them sitting around just to decorate a little bit for Easter. You can always put a few little plastic eggs in them or put some candies in them. Okay. Fantastic. Now, we've got that done, so we can move all of this out of the way. Just back everything up here. Good. Okay. Now, what I want to do next, hope that's straight. What I want to do next is, bring in a scrap piece of paper and my baskets, my basket pieces, okay, and let's see, I'm going to use my baked brown sugar and my sponge. So I'm going to ink my sponge, and I'm going to just run it over the outside of the basket, because you want it to, I wanted it to look like that it had been, you know, in the warehouse or in a, out there in the building, or, you know, a little rustic looking, used. Okay, and so I'm just going to come around with that. And like I said, you know, up to you. You can ink up your embossing folder, and then you would get the ink on the raised, only the raised portion of this project, which I think that would be a fantastic look also. There we go. I'm just going to flip them over. Cute. And more ink. This doesn't take a minute. How much fun. I've thought of many little things to do with this little basket. A great little birthday present instead of a card. Just give a basket. You can make a little basket of cards maybe. Hey, that might be a good little video. Some 3x3 cards that just say thank you and this and that. Give it as a gift. Oh, there comes another video thought. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to close my baked brown sugar and move this away. Now, let's take this project and move it away a little bit. And let's talk about these strips. I saw the other day on a video by another demonstrator where she took the two straight ones to make the handle, okay, and each side has a small scored area, and I can see it right there on that one. And you want to not put the two score sides together. You want a scored and a flat, so it would go like that. So there's a scored line up here and a score here, and then you would put it together like that. And it's only because you don't want the two score lines together, because then the paper fibers are already broken down. So let's go ahead. I want to take my Tombow and I want to get these together right now so that they will stick. Love to use the Tombow. You guys know that. It's the most inexpensive permanent adhesive. I love it. And you get that little bit of wiggle room with it. You know, it's not like when I stick something, it's like, that's it. So, okay, let's pick this up. Okay, bring this here. Remember, there's a little score line here, and I don't want the score lines together. So I kind of get that the best I can together. Then I just pick it up and make sure that your rectangle here is perfectly together, okay? Beautiful. Now I'm going to take this part of the project and lay it aside and let it dry. Now I'm going to bring this part back in, the sides, and I'm going to go ahead and fold on my score lines. Adorable. This is so cute. So cute. This would be a great little Father's Day gift, I think. You know, and for whatever the guy is into, you can always put a little some type of a reminder in the basket. And now, again, with the Tombow, because I love the wiggle room, especially for this. You want permanent adhesive for this, but I have to have the wiggle room to get everything lined up properly. Okay, put it together. Beautiful. I turn it upside down, and I look, and again, there's that wiggle room, that 3 or 4 seconds, maybe 5 seconds that you have, and I make sure that everything bends in nicely as I'm putting it together. That's fantastic. Let's see if I can cover just a little bit. Okay, great. Good. There's our basket. Isn't that cute? Adorable. Okay, so I want to push that down. Let's sit in there, and then I want to put that to the side and let it dry. Now I want to bring in my scalloped edge. And now here is where you're going to find the little scored end. I don't know if you guys can see the small score mark right there. And you're going to fold on the score, okay? And pick up the other piece and fold. Okay, now, then you're going to find another score mark in the middle, and you're going to fold. Just kind of give it a bend. What we're achieving here is making the square. Put the flat side of your project on your table, and depending on how you want your union to be, you can either put that on the outside or put it in the inside. I prefer it on the inside. So a little bit of Tombow, and a little dot right there. Okay, and I'm going to put this together right here, right there. And let me bring in my other pair of hands. Okay. Let the little clothespin hold on to that. Make sure I got it straight. Make sure you've got it straight because you want a nice, square, flat piece. Okay, and then that comes here. A little bit of Tombow. And you know, you can emboss the outside of the basket with whatever you want. You know, we've got those. I thought the large polka dots would be awesome to emboss the outside of the basket with. I thought that. Even those small ones I think would be so beautiful, especially for Easter coming up. Maybe the small ones would be cute. Okay, now I want to take this part of the project and set it aside. Okay, and then I'm going to bring back in my handle and my bone folder. Now this is dried, and now you can tell this is going to be a nice sturdy handle. So I want to take my bone folder and curl it. Break your paper fibers down and curl it. Okay, to make your handle. Fantastic. Okay? So, that's great. All right, now, let's bring our top back in. Take the clothespins off. And now here's our basket. And what I like to do is I start upside down. So I have the flat part of my project toward my table. Excuse me. And then I take my basket and I just make a little square out of it, and I put it in there and let it open up. And that makes it perfect. Now, on order I have my Stampin' Up! Stapler, which is a mini stapler, and I believe the staples are like just 3/8 of an inch. Oh my gosh, so cute. So I would put on the basket, then I would put 2 staples. You know, if I was doing that, I would put, if I was using the minis, I'd put one here and one here. But since I don't have that product yet, I'm going to put one right here in the middle, which is fine. But I can't wait to get the mini gun, the mini stapler. So make sure that I'm nice and lined up, because this really makes it right here. Okay. And just staple. Then I want to go to the opposite side. Okay, like don't work around. You want to go to the opposite side. Place your basket on your frame. Hold it, and you see each one will get easier. It's that first one. You've got to make sure that first one is right. And staple it. Then come to one of the other sides. Hold it down. Perfect. Okay, now, okay, we did these 2 sides. Let's stop. This is where I made the mistake on this one, then I had to use glue dots. Now you want to put your handle in. Okay, because I'm using it, you know, with the 1 staple, this is where I'm going to insert the handle. But when I get the mini and I do one on either side, I'll probably just glue it in. Okay, so I want this to kind of be centered, and center it right there. And let's see if I can't kind of sneak this in. Ah. Well, that's just not going to work, because that's going to make that handle crooked. Okay, we'll glue dot it. Guess that's the way we had to do it anyway. Okay, there. Doesn't matter as long as you get the handle on there. And you don't even have to put the handle on if you don't want to. I like the handle. Right there. Look how cute that is. Isn't that adorable? That's an adorable little basket just the way it is. But this is what I came up with, okay? So, with that being said, I'm just going to take a couple of glue dots and my little pokey tool here. And I'm going to grab a glue dot and put it right here over the staple. Put it right there over the staple. And take my handle and just apply it. Got a little bit off with that. Okay, good. And just apply it right there. No big deal. Again, take your glue dot, lift it. Let me see if I could do this one better for you guys. Okay, and I put the glue dot over the staple. Sometimes sticking to my acrylic nails. Okay. And then just press. Perfect. There is your basket. Isn't that adorable? That's adorable. Okay, but I wanted to do a little something, so I made a tag. It needed just a little something. So, and I love the anchor. So let's see. Brought in a scrap piece of very vanilla, and I have a glue dot. I have a Stampin' spot of Night of Navy. So I'm going to open that up, and let's see where did I put my anchor. My anchor is from the Open C stamp set. Go ahead and put that on a block. Ink it up. I love the definition in this anchor on this stamp. It's absolutely gorgeous. Let me get it stamped and I'll show you guys. Let's see here. Straighten that up a little bit. Okay. I love it. Look at the definition in that stamp. Right there. Isn't that beautiful? That's from the Open C stamp set. I hope you can see that. Very pretty stamp. Okay, then I get my my little label and my little note punch here. And I'm just going to put it in there. And I'm going to kind of angle it toward the top of the punch. Okay? Because I want to put a sentiment on the bottom. My other one said thanks. So let's see. What should we put for this one? I'll put hello. How's that? Okay, I want to get my crocodile. And on the smallest hole, I'm going to bring that in. And without punching a hole in my anchor there, just punch it right there. Okay? Good. And we'll use some linen thread is what I wanted to put it on with. And what did I say? Let's put from the Crazy About You stamp set. Look at all these sentiments. You can mix and match. This one is a fantastic stamp set. So what did I say we were going to put? I put thanks, and we'll put hello. We could do happy. We could do hello. Just use hello. And let's see. That on this block. That in. I'm going to have to turn it toward me so I can see it. Okay. And again, I just use my little spot. Hello. That's adorable. That's adorable. Let's bring our basket in. Isn't that cute? Always work off of your spool when you're using thread so that you maximize how much you use. I'm going to thread that through the little hole. Then I'm just going to tie a little knot up here. A little loose knot. Right there. Maybe. You know when you're on camera you can never tie a bow, you can never tie a knot. If I'm doing this all by myself, I can tie 50 of these in 3 seconds. But you know what I'm talking about. Ah. Here we go. That has to be a little bit looser than that look. Okay. Good. And then I'll just tighten that up behind there. Cute. And I'll get my little snips. Give it a little cut. Perfect. Adorable. I hope you liked watching me put this basket together. The berry baskets are just not for women. You can make a nice masculine project also. For your husband, boyfriend, boss, anything, somebody at the office. if they're having a birthday, I think these are great little baskets. They have so much potential. Thanks for watching my video. Have a great day.